Hello to my Capricorns. All right, Capricorns. Let's get into your reading. Let's get into your reading, Capricorns. Let's get it. Let's see what's in your cards. Let us see what's in your cards. All right. Already cleared your space. We're going to dive in. We're going to talk a little bit about auric layers because a lot of people are trying to hit a reset button, trying to hit a hard reset, not a soft reset. So just like with your computer at home, sometimes you need to turn a computer completely off, unplug everything, not be calling this person, this person, this person, this person, like you call them the help desk. You got to call the help desk, and help desk like, well, have you tried this? Have you tried that? Have you tried this? Have you tried that? And sometimes the solution is very simple. Unplug from everything. Some of you all are an overload. Some of y'all are watching this on social media, that on social media, this, that, the everything, and just overload to a point of overwhelm. You're hearing the news about this on social media, that on the news, you're watching this movie, that movie, you're getting all this information overload. And it is causing some of you all to just feel like you're crashing, right? So, hard reset. I'm going to help you with that. So, pull out your notepads and a pen. Take notes. Time for you all to learn. It's learning time. Learning. All right. Time to learn. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. The collective community likes to learn. You like steps. You like steps. So I don't mind sharing. We don't do any gatekeeping. None whatsoever. We're here to teach, help each other, right? Try to help each other the best way that we can. As I learn, share with you all. As you all learn, make sure you share with people around you. Not everybody knows everything, right? This is not a competition. People are trying to operate in their north. No, everyone here has a purpose. Everyone is called to do something here in this life. And you can slow yourself down competing with this person and that person, or even standing around letting somebody tell you who's better than you are. That can really slow you down and confuse you. So let's get into it. Let's get right into it. Let's get into it. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's talk about auric layers. Let's set the tone first and foremost. I welcome today with open arms. I welcome today with open arms, right? So it's important for you to know that you have the power. The Creator gave everybody free will to set the tone for your day. Wake up. You're grateful that you are alive. You're here, right? Watching this video, you are alive, right? So first thing you get up, you do, you don't complain. You don't complain. Because somebody would love to be where you are right now. Somebody, right? Somebody. That's the first thing you do is wake up in a posture of gratitude. That's first. And you make a bold declaration. I welcome today with open arms. You make a bold declaration that you welcome today with open arms. Today, tomorrow, next day, whatever, with open arms. It could be raining, sleet, hail, snow, don't really matter. Welcome today with open arms, right? Auric layers. Auric layers. So your aura is like an energetic calling card because it's the first thing that people sense when they meet you. First thing that people sense when they meet you, right? 557, expansive thoughts. Consider a new perspective. This color orange connects us with feelings. We're going to talk about this auric layer in a second. Consider a new perspective. A simple change in perspective will shed light on the situation before you. Open your mind to hearing and seeing new interpretations of what you are currently dealing with. Your angels will work through curiosity, inspiration, and even other people to relay their message. Write down all your inspired thoughts in this moment, no matter how inconsequential you may think they are. So 557. 557. Somebody, two energies may have been stuck at the number 5, just stuck there, unable to close out a cycle, feeling some kind of way, in a particular feeling about something, right? And not being able to consider a new perspective on a feeling about something as to why a cycle is closed out. So this is about expanding a thought on something. So let's talk a little bit about auric layers before we dive into your reading, because I know you all love to learn. So let's get it. Auric layer, like I said, it's an energetic calling card. It's considered as like an energetic calling card. It's the first thing that people sense when they meet you, right? So the first 3 are that's closest to the body. That's the etheric, emotional, and mental subtle bodies. That represents your lower chakras. That's the physical realm. That's the physical realm, right? The middle auric layer is connected to your heart chakra, and it serves as the gateway. And that's the gateway to the upper chakras and divine energies. That's why your head and heart are at war with each other when you're talking about, I love somebody. It's hard for me to close out this cycle. Somebody broke my heart. I don't know why I can't close out this. I just want them to break up with me first. I want them to end it first. I want them to take some kind of action first. Why can't I just close out this cycle? Head and heart are at war with each other. Family over everything. How come their definition is not family the same as mine? Close it. And Source wants you to close out a cycle so that you can move on. Right? In love, obviously. Right? Then we have the 3 outermost auric layers, the etheric, template, celestial, and the catheric subtle bodies that represent the upper chakras, and they're related to the spiritual realm. Right? So the first auric layer, that's the root chakra, right? Root, your earth, that connects us with the earth, your earth sign. The etheric body that's closest to the physical body and typically extends outward 1 to 3 inches. That's the root chakra. It's primarily about your health and tribe, as well as your beliefs about both, right? Your tribe, who you're hanging out with, your tribe, who you're connected with, your physical, who you hanging out with every single day. Right? Who those energies are, your friends, who are you with? Who are you 1 to 3 inches off of? That is why some of your friends, and I'm not going to spend too much time on this, will say to you when you say, I'm having a gathering, they will say, you and I can get together later. They'll ask, and I'm not saying this to be funny, but this is kind of a universal thing across the board. People will say, who all is going to be over there? I'm not trying to be funny. Who all is going to be over there? We're talking about root chakra. They're asking you at the root, who all is going to be over there? Because who you may let off 1 to 3 inches off your physical body may not be who they want in their auric layer, for obvious reasons. Right? We're talking about doing a complete reset, a hard reset of auric layers so that you all can understand at the root. The second auric layer is the emotional body. This connects us with water. So we talked about earth before. You're an earth sign. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgos, earth, right? Water, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Second, that's water energy. Second auric layer, emotional body. The emotional body resides 2 to 3 inches off of the body. It's related to the sacral chakra and all of your emotions, including unprocessed feelings from the past. This layer shifts as your mood shifts. This is why I talk about when your mood or your emotions are low, for whatever reason, pouring back into yourself. Knowing what your moon sign is, being just as important as your sun sign. I say this almost in every reading, so if you're new to my channel, like I said, welcome. But I talk about your moon sign being just as important as your sun sign. Pour into yourselves every single day. There's too much information on social media, free information. If you are too busy to pour into yourselves, you are literally leaving that largest organ, your skin, open for other people to pour into you. You're letting people 1 to 2 inches, 1 to 3 inches, that's your root chakra, that's your colleagues, all of that close to you shaking hands with people, you hugging people, they standing this close to you in these pores, you're absorbing all that auric layer. So the second one, like I said before, 2 to 3 inches off of your body, including, and so that's all of your emotions, your unprocessed feelings from the past. This layer shifts as your mood shifts. The third auric layer is your mental body. That's the solar plexus chakra. That resides 3 to 8 inches off of your body. It's related to your solar plexus and all of your mental processes, your ideas and judgments. This is fire. Those are the three lower ones, right? This layer is connected to both conscious and subconscious mind. It'll reveal any self-doubts or limiting beliefs. This connects us with spiritual and also need to take action. So this lower connects us with the physical realm. So if we have differing spiritual beliefs, whereas you may say we can agree to disagree without being disagreeable, you could be dating, married to somebody, going to work with somebody who feels like, hey, spiritually y'all don't believe the same thing. You watch tarot card reading. For them, it could be like fire shut up in their bones. They just ready to fight, like physically fight. They so mad that you are talking about tarot or something they don't believe in. So it's just saying to you, it shouldn't take a blowtorch for somebody to realize, oh my God, that kind of an awakening for somebody to say, you were just talking about cards, gemstones, and crystals and smudging and, you know, that kind of thing, for somebody to wake up. Because again, somebody being off of their physical, those lower chakras, you won't be able to hide that for long. You won't be able to hide it for long because it's energy. All of it is energy, right? Like I said, it's an energetic calling card. It is your energy. It is speaking for you. You don't even have to open up your mouth for people to know what tribe you're with, like, you know, your emotions, even unprocessed feelings from the past, you know, self-doubt or limiting beliefs about your spirit. Your facial expression going to show it. Your energy is going to show it. The inflections in your voice, all that's going to show it, right? You're letting people get that physically close to you. So you haven't even opened your mouth yet. Then we talk about the middle auric layer that's connected to your heart chakra, which serves as a gateway for the upper chakras and the divine energies. That is why you let somebody get that close to you. Let's say you're in a romantic relationship. Your head and heart are at war with each other. Now that it's time to close out the cycle. The cycle has ended. There's a rebirth that's about to occur, but a death has to happen. Something has to end. Let's say it was a job that you initially loved, but it's a job that's coming to an end. You love the job. You're about to move on to the next one. There's a period of grief, right? I'm excited that this new job is about to end, but this one is ending here. So while you're woohoo, the new job is ending. The new job is starting. The old job is ending. Oh, dang it. I'm going to miss some people that I'm excited about the new job, but I'm going to miss going to lunch with so-and-so. We used to be cracking up laughing. We used to go to lunch together. We used to hang out. We used to do this and that. Same thing. Cycle is closing out. So Source is trying to help you to expand your thoughts and consider a new perspective when it's time to move on in terms of your feelings. This right here speaks to the second auric layer, the emotional body. But it's kind of in between the first and the second one, because actually the lower one's just kind of sort of combining those three in the physical sense, right? In the etheric, the emotional, and the mental subtle bodies, like the physical realm, right? Of not being physically connected to some energies and closing out a cycle. You and somebody no longer being physically connected for whatever reason, closing out a cycle. 7 could be at where somebody is at a crossroad in their lives, trying to decide how. When you see the Chariot card, like trying to decide in a crossroads, should you vibrate high or low? How should you vibrate in terms of your feel? How should you feel about something? I would suggest vibrating high. That's where Source is going to reward you in vibrating high, because vibrating low, let's say you have a lack of control, or even saying somebody else they lost control. They lost control of the chariot. They just swerved. They just completely just out of their mind. They just, they just completely lost control of the chariot, right? And so this is about balance, healthy work-life balance. So fourth layer is the astral body, the heart chakra. The astral body is like 1 foot off of the body. It's related to the heart chakra. It represents our feelings of peace, love, connection to others. It'll reveal if we have grief or a hardened heart, right? You can grieve, that's normal, but a hardened heart, for what? Take good memories with you, okay? Close out a cycle, but take good memories with you. So if you're grieving the moving on of a love interest, all of this, I met their representative with a mask, eventually fell off, and all of that will keep you in a cycle forever. For real, it'll keep you in a cycle forever. Instead, you know what? This is the person that I met. The cycle has ended. I moved on. I wish them the best. I need to do a hard reset. I learned whatever lesson I needed to learn. If I need to grieve, I'm going to allow myself to grieve. But I'm moving on. I learned what lesson I need to learn. You journaled it, or however you healed. Went to therapy, whatever you did. But you moved on. And then the auric layer, the etheric template, which is a throat chakra, right? So that's you speaking something. I welcome today with open arms. You welcome today with open arms. So the etheric template usually extends 1.5 to 2 feet from the body, related to the throat chakra. It's where all manifestation begins. So you're manifesting something. You're trying to expand your thoughts, considering a new perspective. You're manifesting something, right? That right there in the physical realm, if I've sent out good energy into the universe, that something is over and I'm moving forward to the next realm, I'm manifesting what I want to come back. Good energy, and that's it. And then we have the auric layer, 6 auric layer, celestial body. That's brow chakra. That's 2 to 2.5 feet off of the body, related to the third eye chakra. It's associated with higher perception and intuition, unconditional love for all beings everywhere. You love somebody unconditionally, or people unconditionally. The colleagues you work with, hey, unconditionally, but it's time for me to move on to the next phase, the next cycle of my life, whatever. And then the auric layer, 7th auric layer, casual body, the crown chakra. This layer vibrates 3 feet off of your physical body. This layer vibrates more quickly than all others. It imparts deep knowing and a sense of unity with everything. So, in other words, each layer vibrates at a higher rate as you move outward from the body, with the first layer connected to the root chakra and having the slowest vibration, and the 7th layer connected to the crown, vibrating the fastest, right? Vibrating the fastest, right? Vibrating the fastest. Yeah. So in lay terms, for somebody, some people, you really do have to love them from afar physically. Some people you do have to love, and I'm not saying it's no shade and no sarcasm. Some of y'all are going to learn that some of your some of you all have worked with some spirits that you just don't vibe with. You're not on the same frequency. You're not on the same vibration with at all. You're about harmony and welcoming each day with open arms. Some energies are, they holding on to that steering wheel, pedal to the metal in traffic, weaving in and out, them eyebrows turned down, them lips turned up. They can't wait to get into the office to start some mess. They swerved. They got smoke coming out the tailpipe. Coming into the office about to tear some stuff up. So source is saying to you, that's not the frequency that you want. So those are the energies that it shouldn't take you that long for you to say, okay, got it. I got it. We're not on the same frequency. Good morning or hello or whatever, and keep it moving. So certain people, places, and things, you say, my head and heart are not at war with each other. I'm very clear that everything on planet Earth is connected. We're not on the same frequency, and that's okay. I can close out a cycle. I'm expanding my thoughts. I'm considering a whole new perspective when I need to close out cycles. So let's get into it. Hopefully that's helpful to somebody. So let's just dive right into tarot. Let's dive right into tarot. Yeah, so start respecting loved ones when they say who all is going to be over there. Don't just keep trying to talk people into going places they don't feel like, they don't feel comfortable. Just be okay with it. Be okay with it. Clearing your auric layer is essential about cleansing and balancing your energy field, right? There are many approaches depending on your spiritual and energetic practices. Some are meditation and visualization, right? Some are smudging, that's using sage, Palo Santo, other cleansing herbs. Salt baths, some people use Epsom salt, some people use sea salt, some people use Himalayan salt. Sound healing is another one. Some people use singing bowls, tuning forks, bells, or even your voice. Crystals, clear quartz, black tourmaline, amethyst is good, selenite is good for cleaning auric cleansers. Nature and grounding, walking barefoot on the grass, sand or soil is good. Reiki or energy healing is also really, really good. So, hard reset. You're creating something new. You're creating something new to expand your thoughts. To expand your thoughts. Okay? Hopefully this is helpful for someone. Even though we are by the Gregorian calendar in a whole new year, this is a reset for a lot of people because we have a full moon in Libra. It's a pink moon, so the rose-colored glasses are coming off for a lot of people. So you're starting to see things clearly in terms of your auric layer. You're no longer doing a soft reset. You're doing a hard reset, unplugging from the wall, right? And resetting and going in with source, the power source from within, right? Creating something new. Yeah. So that you don't feel like you're on the outside of anything. You know your worth and you know your value. Yes, that's normal for people to want to be chosen by a human, right? Everybody has been a pick me spirit. That's everybody. You don't even have to worry about somebody saying, oh, they just a pick me. They just want to be picked by everybody. Listen, welcome to Earth. That's everybody. Everybody has been a pick me. Okay, anybody who told you that they haven't been, okay, whatever. They have been. Everybody has been there. Everybody has wanted to be a part of something. They want to be a part of their family, this group, that group, this group, or whatever. But when you learn your worth, and you know who you are, that you hold the key to your own vault door, you create something new. You don't feel left out of anything. You know your worth and you know your value. So you welcome today with open arms. Yeah, somebody's standing stronger. Somebody is taking a leap of faith. Here we have right here. You're taking a leap of faith. You're taking a leap of faith, right? You're not operating in fear. You're creating something new. You have this new sense of self. You have this whole new sense of self. You know that something is a lie when people tell you, oh, they don't want you to be a part of this. They don't want you to be a part. You know, that's a lie. You are owning your worth every room you stand in. I'm telling you, it's going to be different. You know when to close out cycles. You know now when to close out cycles. You now know when to close out cycles and move on in love. Yeah, here we have the Four of Wands here. So yeah, this is where somebody is learning how to pray and meditate. So you will know when to close out cycles. When you're at a place where people seem like they are just clapping and cheering over your confusion, they like to see you in a state of confusion and keeping you in the dark about stuff, you will know when to close out cycles. You will know when to close out cycles. You like harmony and balance. You like balance. You like being in a space where you feel safe. Yeah. I'm going to say this because everybody has heard it. Everyone has heard it. Human's rejection is God's protection from something. I'm telling you, human's rejection is God's protection from something. But guess what? We are all in human form. It hurts. It literally feels like somebody has taken a sword and cut you deep. That's what it feels like. and full transparency. That's what it feels like. That is no lie. Everybody in human form has felt that before. Your first heartbreak, your first rejection letter because you ain't get the job. I know some of y'all have been accepted to every single job you ever applied for. So that part don't apply to you. You're the lucky one, right? But for some of us, we haven't gotten on every single job that we applied for. We haven't been accepted in every single school that we've applied for. Some people haven't, right? We haven't been everybody's type, right? So, but some people, and really, I mean, I'm just joking, right? But every human being has experienced some form of rejection. They wanted to be a part of something, right? But somebody has learned that they hold the key, and some energies actually thrive off of you, of making you feel rejected in some way, shape, form, or fashion. That's where you take your power back, and that's what I'm seeing here, and that's what you're creating, something new. You're going where you are appreciated and not where you're tolerated. Yeah. Yeah, in a very meek way. You're letting source fight your battles. This right here. Yeah. This is the Lion of Judah. You're allowing source to fight your battles so that you can remain meek. You're not weak, so that you can remain meek. That's where your strength comes from. You're letting source fight your battles. Y'all know what I'm laughing at. I'm actually laughing. You know how sometimes I saw this somewhere. I want to see. Where did I see this? It was in some movie. I can't even think of the movie. Because usually when there's a movie, I like read the book to the movie, and usually the book is always like a lot juicier than the movie because they can't put every little scene that's from the book into the movie because if they made the movie like as long as the movie would be like 4 or 5 hours long. I'm trying to remember because I've read so many books. But anyway, the spirit of what I'm trying to tell you all is like sometimes people will make it seem like what they got going on is, let's say for instance, you are no longer friends with a particular group of people, right? Let's say you moved on from a job and you're no longer friends with that group because it's no harm, no foul. You've moved on. You just don't want to be reminded of some other traumatic things you may have gone on that may have happened on your job. Maybe you had a manager that was just like whatever. So it's no diss towards your group of energies that you maybe gone on lunch with or whatever, but you just, you know what, you need to close it out. You need to fully close it out. Hey, job is ended. Hey, it's just too many other memories, right? Just whatever. Everybody seemed like they, laughing harder in the pictures. They seem to be happier that you're moved on. They seem to be, like doing backflips in the picture now that you're gone, right? Certain energies thrive off of that. But again, they may be because that is the vibration, that's the frequency that they could be on. But guess what? You hold the key. You hold the key to the frequency that you're on. That's why some people are going, I'm telling you, a lot of people, you be doing yourself a disservice if you don't hit a hard reset. I'm telling you to do I'm telling y'all, hard reset. You're creating something new. Hard reset. Expand your thoughts. Expand your thoughts. Welcome today with open arms. Yeah, surrender to source. Pour into yourself. This could be a man or woman, by the way, because all of this is genderless. All this is genderless. Yeah, this is the divine feminine aspect of yourselves. That's the divine feminine aspect of yourselves. But yeah, hard reset. Hard reset. Unplug. For real, unplug from all of that. Anything that has you in a state of confusion about anything. Yeah, just a hard reset. Yep. Let's see what else we got going on here. But yeah, it could seem like that if you keep looking back. Like if you keep looking back and just like, woe is me. Certain people don't want me to be a part of this. They don't want me to be a part of that. So it's just saying because your time, your cycle is up. Your cycle is up. It's time for you to move on. You know, it's time for you to move on. It's time for you to move on. And not be used as a pawn in games. It's not to be used as pawn in game. The other side of that too is that that's what you and somebody else have, that's what you and other people have in common. So look at it this way. You have to make a choice. You have to make a choice. Let's say it's 3 people. You got it's you and you have 2 friends, right? It's you and 2 friends, right? You and 2 friends. Right? Let's say y'all all grew up together. Y'all been friends since y'all were like what? Kindergarten. Y'all been friends since y'all been like the three musketeers, the three stooges, whatever. 3 musketeers, whatever. Y'all been best friends since y'all was kids, right? But at some point, you and somebody may be growing closer and pulling away from one of those energies, right? You and somebody else may be more in sync with somebody than somebody else. Then the third energy, right? There's going to be some moment of grief that, okay, we're being pulled away from something else, right? That's where you're expanding your thoughts. This is where you're trying to see a different perspective. Like, okay, I'm trying to understand their perspective from things. Trying to understand their perspective from things. I don't mean you got to dog them out. I'm trying to see their perspective. I'm really trying to see their perspective. Right? Trying to see their perspective. Right? Here's the Queen of Pentacles. Right? Yep. Trying to see people's perspective. You're down to earth and you're relatable, but so are they. There are other, like I said, everybody has a throne in their universe. People have gone down a rabbit hole. They have bought into a particular, fairy tale or a belief about certain things. For some people, it ends up being a nightmare. For some people, it ends up being a fairy tale. For some people, they take what they need to get and they apply it to, that's the whole planet. So some people are in harmony and sync with whatever, but again, some people let source fight their battles. So, here we have the King of Cups here. Some people feel whole and complete. I'm telling you, some people feel whole and complete. Their divine masculine to their divine feminine just by themselves. They feel whole and okay, so this card right here, Lover's card, is not always about lovers. I have to say that almost every reading because it's not always about lovers. It's really about making a decision, right? No more dysfunctional relationship where you're looking down or people are looking down on you in any way, shape, form, or fashion, right? Some people, I'm telling you, when you do a hard reset, a lot of you all are going to see very clearly that some of the people that you think look down on you don't look down on you at all. When you do a real hard reset and unplug from everything and everybody and say flush out your water, some of the people that you assume were looking down on you weren't looking down on you at all. And some of the ones that you thought treated you as an equal were looking down on you. But in either case, you're getting ready to expand your thoughts. You're about to expand your thoughts. You're about to expand your thoughts. This is what a lot of people have in common. A lot of people who are incredibly smart have in common is they pour out a lot to a point where they are just emotionally drained, and they let a lot of other people pour their feelings into people's, in other words, you absorb through your skin, that largest organ, a lot of other people's toxicity by who you could be around. That is why it's good to do a hard reset, right? That's why, like when I'm serious with everything. You buy new clothes from the store, you need to be cleaning those clothes, right? Not just putting them on. Other people's energy. You are, you washing your hands. taking a shower, a bath, doing a cleansing, you know, after each something cycle is over, relationship or whatever is over, doing a hard reset, a cleansing, cleansing your auric layer, a hard reset, so that you can leave the past behind, of feeling overwhelmed, an overwhelmed belief system about something. You didn't know who to believe, what to believe, and all of this other stuff. Hey, start from scratch. Hard reset. Hard reset. You're creating something new. Hard reset. And this lion right here behind you is really the Lion of Judah. That's Source saying, I got your back. That's Source saying that Source has your back as you're closing out cycles. Because when it's all said and done, that's the only energy that really matters. It has your back as Source. Right? So when you're apart from energies and you don't really know, hey, who is your enemy? Because this is what this brings out. This is the Justice card. Who is really your energy, your enemy? When you're trying to have a healthy work-life balance, that's what this balance right here, healthy work-life balance. And you go home at the end of a work day, and you don't know if that colleague at work is doing the Pink Panther tiptoeing around the office, looking to mess up some stuff, right? You've done a hard reset. You ain't worried about that. You've done a hard reset. You're at home relaxing with your family, or if it's just you watching TV, you sit in front of the TV eating your popcorn, watching a movie. Listen, you gave it to Source. Source got your back. Or you leave something, or you feel like somebody is at a, they pop locking somewhere, dancing and having a good time somewhere, and you left out of something. Guess what? Guess who still has your back? The Lion of Judah. Source has your back. Source has your back. He's still down to earth and relatable. You're clear on that. You're clear on that. You're very clear on that. You're still keeping your high vibrations. You're still keeping your vibrations high because you've already made enough sacrifices, and so have your ancestors. This right here is your generational card right here. This is generational. Yeah. And when you're apart from energies and they're doing the most, no. Yeah, here we have the Eight of Pentacles here. So I feel like somebody is about to, invest their time wisely by putting 8 hours a day into something that's pushing you towards North Node. North Node, whatever your calling is in life. And trust that you're working directly for Source. When you're working directly for Source, Source has your back. Source has you covered. There's enough people out here that knows that you're in harmony and sync with Source. Source has you covered. Right? So welcoming today with open arms. You have expansive thoughts. You're considering a whole new perspective. There are people who will, like I said, speak up on your behalf as you're closing out cycles. Right? A lot of people are being used as pawns. A lot of people will say, oh, your words are going to be used against you, but you said this and you said that. Yeah. You're not trying to prove anybody a liar. You don't even have energy for that. That's not the frequency that you're on. You're not on that frequency. You're on the frequency of love. That's the frequency that you're on. That is the frequency that you're on. Everything is here. Embrace the spiritual beliefs that everything already exists in the here and now. Live in the present moment and be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for what you have. Soul awakening. You are quite irresistible when your mind and heart pulse in the same rhythm. Why spend your days fighting yourself? You have better things to do. Yeah, you have better things to do. I'm telling y'all, some people cannot even leave their job physically, emotionally, mentally leave their job because they're so afraid their colleagues are out here doing some sneaky mess. For real. They can't go nowhere because they feel like their colleagues out here doing the absolute, and their colleagues probably are. They could be. They could be. Here we have opportunity and wellness. So you have new job opportunities coming your way. change of workplace and business trip for somebody. And we also have wellness. So I feel like somebody living a healthier lifestyle. Why? Because you're unplugging from everything, hitting a reset button, and your whole auric layer is changing. You're making a decision. Some kind of a partnership in business and or in love is coming across somebody's path. Justice is in your favor, and we're talking about spiritual justice is in your favor. So it's the saying, so when you're apart from energies and you don't really know who your enemies are, don't be your own enemy. Know that Source has your back. Source has your back. You somebody's a prayer warrior. In your meekness, let Source fight your battles. In your meekness, let Source fight your battles. That doesn't mean being passive, you know, just going with everybody else's flow. Sometimes you just got to say, no, thank you. Sometimes you have to ask the question, who all is going to be there? Somebody says, why? Certain energies, this is your second auric layer right here. This is the emotional body that resides 2 to 3 inches off the body and is related to your sacral chakra and all of your emotions, including unprocessed feelings from the past. This layer shifts as your mood shifts. And if all that's going on over there is going to dehydrate you, y'all know what I'm saying? Some of y'all are not going to happy hour with some of y'all colleagues. Y'all are in and out. You just showing your face, and that's it. You just showing your face. Some of your friends, you just showing your face because some other people going to be there. You out. Some family members, hey, you just popped in real quick. Hey, hi everybody, and I'm out. There you go. So you're moving up. You're moving up. You're going to the next level. Careers on the rise. New offers and opportunities. Salary increase. Yeah, you're just moving on up. Somebody's learning how to close out cycles successfully and not pouring so much out that it comes across as like, okay, somebody don't know when to turn the water off, or you keeping so much in, it just comes across as sneaky and secretive. You're learning how to balance. Somebody's learning how to balance out your internal scales. Learning how to balance out the internal scales, right? All right, so here we have non-duality. So let your authentic humanity shine forth while also bowing to the inner divine. You can become fluent at doing both. Non-duality. There it is, non-duality, right? Yeah. So that's what someone's learning how to do. You're learning how to have compassion for yourself and also being emotionally mature. You know, there's some people, like I said, you are opening up to certain energies and they're judging you the moment you open up your mouth because they've already heard some stuff about you and they just want you to say something so they can just hop right on. They just pouncing right on something because they've already been engaging in conversations about you behind your back, right? They just want you to say something so they can pounce right on it, right? They looking for any justification, and we talking about human form. Any justification and leave you out of something. Any justification for why they've already done something that they were already, something was already in the works. So to say, but again, that's not, they don't hold the key. Whoever they are don't hold the key to your vault door, right? The energy is gaining momentum. This is why, and I got to say it in lay terms, this is why some people don't talk about certain things in the workplace, because you want to be a part of something so bad, the conversation, and people start talking about this subject and that subject matter in the workplace, all of a sudden, now you wonder why certain things, you're not getting a promotion, not because you sitting there kikiing and laughing around certain people, and they sitting there already made a decision, and you say certain things, they like, oh, okay. I knew it. They had already sized you up. So, because they heard this and heard that. Heard this and heard that. But by the same token, you also got some people that's been saying really good things about you. And that has also spread too. So Source is trying to help you to get to your North Node. Okay? That's the flow you want to go with. You want to go with Source's flow. So when I tell y'all, I'm going to come back around, bring it full circle. Human's rejection is Source's protection from something. Source is trying to help you to find your tribe at the root chakra. This is why it's important to do a deep spiritual cleanse, a hard reset, a hard reset. Your sign rules 10th house, North Node. That's why you got the world card. You almost had to feel like you had to go all the way around the world to find out that, oh, that's right, your sign rules 10th house. Right? So technology today, you go online and say, okay, my north node is such and such 10th house, okay. Or my north node, my sign is such and such north node is, okay, careers in north node. Oh, okay, here's the careers that I could choose. Let me get into this. I do like doing this, that, and the other. Okay. Before technology, like, who the heck knew? Who knew? A lot of people weren't into birth charts, right? So I see you moving up. I see wellness. I see opportunities, coming your way. Everything is here wherever you are. Your soul is just awakening. Your soul is awakening. But a lot of things are starting to becoming clearer and clearer and clearer to you. But like I said, Source has your back. Source has your back. Yeah, Source has your back. So you don't have to worry about your manager saying they got your back. This person, that person, this person, ever. Source has your back, right? Source has your back. And Source will use people, places, and things who are obedient to Source to have your back without them even saying it. They will have your back. They will have your back without them even having to announce it. So that is what I have for you. I'll see you all in the next video. All right, bye.